Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramanaya. Namo Ramana. Prostrations to Ramana, shining as the self in all beings. Greetings to all the devotees across the globe from Ramana Maharshi Center for Learning, Bengaluru.
चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये.
We are a non-profit society established in 1979 by Sri A.R. Natarajan along with Srimati Sulochana Natarajan, Dr. Shankar Narayanan, Sri Krishna Swami, Dr. Balasundram and a few other devotees. Today, it's a great blessing to be a part of this online Jayanti celebration of Bhagavan. What can we offer to Bhagavan, who gives us everything and who gives us himself as well? And what does he need from us? In fact, when the very first Jayanti was celebrated, Bhagavan protested. That was during the Virupaksha days. He wrote the birthday song wherein he says, what is the use of celebrating the birthday of a body which is equivalent to a corpse? And then the devotees brought him round by saying, Bhagavan, the celebration is for us. Then he said, okay, so the celebration is for us. When we ask the question, what can we offer? We remember Jagadishwara Shastri's commentary, Tattva Bodhini, on Upadesha Saram, which we had the privilege of printing recently in our center. In that, he says, Pujanam Japaschintanam Kramat is prescribed by Bhagavan as what we need to offer to him every day. Worship, puja with our body. Japa, meditation, chanting of the name and singing of his name through the work, through the words, through the voice, and dhyana, chintanam, meditating on him in varied ways. Bhagavan himself has sanctified each of these ways for us in his life, through his life. It was to Sahayamba, the goddess of Tiruchuri, that he went for succor when as a child he was scolded by his father.
Ade, Namma Venkatraman, Empa inge vandu nee ukandirke?
நான் என்ன கோச்சுண்டா, அதனால தான் அம்மா கிட்ட வந்தேன்.
அம்மா? அம்மா கிட்ட வந்தியா? யாருப்பா நீ?
He would go on a picnic with his friends near the Kaliyar temple, do Abhisheka to Lord Shiva there with the waters of the Kaundinya river, swim in the river, offer his own food as Naivedya to the Lord, pluck flowers from nearby trees and plants and do worship of the Lord, and then they would enjoy their picnic lunch.
சாப்பிடலாமாடா? அவ்வளவு சுலபமா சாப்பிட முடியுமா? வெங்கட்ராமன் நம்மோட இருக்கானே, காளையார் கோவில் சிவனுக்கு அபிஷேகம் பண்ணி பூஜை பண்றான் பாரு.
அப்போ நாமும் போய் கலந்துக்கலாம்.
எப்படியுமே நெய்வேத்தியம் பண்ணாதான் சாப்பிட முடியும்.
So, from the several gardens, beautiful gardens at Ramana Maharshi Center for Learning, which Bhagavan has planted and the flowers are blooming, we will make one offering from each of the gardens. In RMCL, we have the garden of Bhagavan's temple, where we can offer worship to him. And we have the garden of the auditorium, where we can perform dances, drama on Bhagavan. We have the meditation hall, where we do our self-enquiry sessions. We have the publications, the books, the music wing, the dance wing, and the children's wing of Ramana Maharshi Center for Learning. From each of these gardens, we offer a flower, beginning with the shrine, which is apt to offer puja to Bhagavan. But the chanting of a few namas from Vishwanatha Swami's Ramana Ashtotram.
अपार सच्चित् सुखवारिराशेर्यस्योर्विमात्रम् भुवनम् समस्तम् गुहादितं तं रमणं गभीरं चिन्ताविहीनं हृदि चिन्तयामि। ॐ महासेन महोंशेन जाताय नमः। ॐ श्रीरमणाय नमः। ॐ गुरवे नमः। ॐ महोदसे नमः। ॐ कारणोद्भवाय नमः। ॐ जगद्धितावताराय नमः। ॐ श्रीभूमिनाथस्थलोत्थिताय नमः। ॐ पराशरकुलोत्तंसाय नमः। ॐ सुन्दराय तपःफलाय नमः। ॐ कमनीयसुचारित्राय नमः। ॐ सहायाम्बरसहायवते नमः। ॐ विराजकचलाकृतये नमः। ॐ उद्दीप्तनयनाय नमः। ॐ पूर्णाय नमः। ॐ पावकोज्ज्वलाय नमः। ॐ दर्शनागतसंहारिणे नमः। ॐ स्मरणाद्बन्धमोचकाय नमः। ॐ संसारार्णवतारकाय नमः। ॐ षोडाद्रीशस्तुतिद्रष्ट्रे नमः। ॐ हार्दविद्याप्रकाशकाय नमः। ॐ स्कन्दाय नमः। ॐ देवतमाय नमः। ॐ अमर्त्याय नमः। ॐ सेनान्ये नमः। ॐ पुरुषोत्तमाय नमः। यस्थानो अरुणाचलस्य पदयोः स्मृत्या जनिं प्राप्यत दिव्यानुग्रह सुप्रवाह विवशस्तादात्म्यभावं गतः निष्ठस्वगभीर नित्य तपसा लोकान् पुनास्येकराट् तस्मै श्रीरमणाय ते नम इदं लोकोत्तर ज्योतिषे।
There is japa, there is the chanting of his name, there is the absorption in the name, there is the love for the name. And in this, who could be a better example for us than Bhagavan himself? The name Arunachala was ever throbbing within Bhagavan. From when? Even before he knew of anything, says Bhagavan. Arivaru siruvayadadu mudal. Which is the Arivaru siruvayadu? When no knowledge of anything has arisen in the being. It is maybe even in the womb of the mother. So, Bhagavan had this Arunachala Spurana within him even before he was aware of what Arunachala was.
It looks as if Amma is lost in listening to that glorious word which is always resounding in me as Arunachala, Arunachala, that which makes my heart overflow with joy every moment.
Arunachala, Arunachala.
Bhagavan has initiated all of us, the entire world, into the Arunachala Nama through his Aksharamana Malai. And at Ramana Maharshi Center for Learning, Bengaluru, through the music movement that is called Ramana Angali, which was initiated by Srimati Sulochana Natarajan. It was her passion to take the compositions of Bhagavan and those on him to the world at large through the medium of music. And because of that, we have enjoyed the Aksharamana Malai in numerous ways. Most significant is that we have several language versions of Aksharamana Malai in Ramana Angali. We will begin with G. Kameshwar's translation into English to have the global feel.
Protect me, give me a hand, O merciful Ganapati, so that this Abyssinian Hingar land for my Lord Arunachala worthy be.
Arunachalam yena ahame ninaipavat ahatai veraruppai Arunachala alagu sundaram pol ahamum niyum மௌனமாயிருப்போம் அருணாச்சலா.
Arunachala thought, those who have in their heart their high notion you approve. Arunachala, like Aragu and Sundaram, stand I and you to some non-dual may we be Arunachala.
Dr. N.S. Lakshminarayana Bhatta's Kannada as a tribute from devotees of Karnataka.
ಅದ್ವಿತೀಯ ಅನುಪಮ ಓಂಕಾರನೆ ಅರಿವೆನೆ ನಿನ್ನನು ಅರುಣಾಚಲ. ತಾಯಿಯಂತೆ ಕೃಪೆ ತೋರಿ ಕಾಯುವುದು ನ್ಯಾಯವಲ್ಲವೇ ಅರುಣಾಚಲ.
Giddalur Lakshmi Narasimham Garu's Telugu translation.
చెడు ఫలమునందేమి ఫలమేరి పర్వతలోను అరుణాచల. నువ్వు వహింపక నిన్ను నొసగినందునలేదే ఎంత కూడవు నాకు అరుణాచల.
అరుణాచల రమణ అరుణాచల రమణ.
And Jagadisha Swami's Gujarati.
అరుణాచల రమణ
అరుణాచల శివ అరుణాచల శివ అరుణాచల శివ అరుణాచలా.
निष्कोप गुणवानी निशानु प्रेमने लेवा मारी कई कसरहदी अरुणाचला. गौतम प्रशंसित करुण महावीर कटाक्षति अपनाओ अरुणाचला.
Followed by Marathi, Malayalam.
అరుణాచల శివ అరుణాచల శివ అరుణాచల శివ అరుణాచల. ఉదాత మంగళ కృపా నిదాన ప్రియ స్వయం భూ అరుణాచల. చుక చుక నార్య మనా సమాజ సుస్థిర కర రే అరుణాచల.
అరుణాచల శివ అరుణాచల శివ అరుణాచల శివ അരുണാചല. ഹരിചുനി എന്നെ തവ മന ചിറയിൽ കടവേകി എന്തിന് അരുണാചല. ചൊല്ലിടാമെന്നെ നീ ഇന്ന് വെടിഞ്ഞീടിൽ ഭുവനം പഴിക്കുമേ അരുണാചല.
അരുണാചല അരുണാചല.
As a tribute from all of India through G. Kameshwar's Hindi translation.
అరుణాచల అరుణాచల అరుణాచల.
అరుణాచల శివ అరుణాచల శివ అరుణాచల శివ అరుణాచలా. जादू से मेरा अबोध चुराया स्वबोध प्रकट किया अरुणाचला. आना जाना वर्जित प्रकाश
Namame, sings Muruganath Swami in his Tiruchuriyar Padigam. He says, "O Lord, I may forget you, but my tongue will forever your name utter."
Ramana, 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 Kandaravan Pugalai, Paadugita Mudam Pol, Kandaravai Thadayeronempavan.
Oh Ramana, may your gracious
Be turn once in my direction,
so that I may be blessed. Oh Ramana, Ramana.
The name Ramana is our protector, our friend. It has revealed itself and revealed the self to so many devotees of Bhagavan. The Nama of Ramana comes to us at Ramana Maharshi Center for Learning very specially through the music of Ramana Angali. It started as an offering through a troupe of that name led by Srimati Sulochana Natarajan. The first offering happened 40 years ago on the 3rd January 1980 on the day of the birth centenary of Bhagavan at Sri Ramanashramam. And practically every year we have been blessed to offer Ramana Anjali during Bhagavan's Jayanthi at Sri Ramanashramam.
Ramananjali, Hridayanjali, Prananjali, Divya Dhananjali, Ramananjali, Loka Kalyana, Ramana Sharananjali, Ramananjali, Ramananjali, Ramananjali. Rapadali kulidire eno gadi, Rapadali kulidire eno gadi, Nirmala manadali enta shanti, Nirmala manadali enta shanti. Ramana, 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 Ramana. இதயக்குறையே இருப்பிடமாக உதயக்கதி போல் உலகெல்லாம் ஒளிரும் அறிவே அருளே அன்பே ரமணா, அறிவே அருளே அன்பே ரமணா, ரமணா ரமணா, ரமணா ரமணா, ரமணா ரமணா, ரமணா ரமணா. ரமண மகாரிஷிக்கு ஜெயம், குருவருணகு ஜெயம் 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 ஜெயம். அதிதயயாலன தஹரட ராஜா ஆத்மா ரமணா, நமோ 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 ரமணாய, நமோ ரமணாய, நமோ ரமணாய, நமோ நமோ.
Namo Ramanayave, Jnanamai Inbame. On Jayanti Day, the first thought is to go to Arunachala. Anandamaha Ashramam Selvom Annamalayanai Nadi. So we want to go to Ramanashramam. We want to go to Arunachala.
अहम अहम भज ज्ञान के पाय चल अरुणाचल चल अरुणाचल चल अरुणाचल चल अरुणाचल ओढ़ले प्रेम व ज्ञान का आंचल चल अरुणाचल चल अरुणाचल सब प्रश्नों का एक ही हल चल अरुणाचल चल अरुणाचल शरण रमण के पद ये कोमल चल अरुणाचल चल अरुणाचल चल अरुणाचल चल अरुणाचल चल अरुणाचल चल अरुणाचल.
But Bhagavan says to us, where is Arunachala? Ahame Arunachalam. Arunachalam ena ahame ninaipavar ahatte irerarupai. That's the very opening verse of his Akshara Mamalai. So Arunachalam is the heart. To meditate, pujanam, japas, Chintanam, Chintanam, to meditate on Bhagavan, to meditate on Arunachala Ramana is the best way of connecting with him, says Bhagavan. And how do we meditate on Bhagavan? We can meditate on his form, the beautiful form of which Jagadishwara Shastri says, Dhyaye Charada Chandra Sundara Mukham Tamrara Vindekshanam Bhaktabhishtavarabhaya Pradakaram Kaupina Matrojwalam, shining resplendent in just that Kaupina, Shubhra Kaupina Vasana. Or we could meditate on Bhagavan by meditating on his life. Bhagavan's birth, the sacred space, Tiruchuri. Our minds go as it is on a pilgrimage. And as we near Tiruchuri, the temple towers of Bhuminatha begin to be seen, and our joy floods, as it were, and we sing, oh, there, the temple of Bhuminatheshwara.
Ado pari Bhuminathanin punida gopuram.
Tiruchuri, Punya Tiruchuri, Namada Tiruchuri, Namada Tiruchuri.
Tiruchuri, the sacred whirlpool, the sacred eddy, because here Shiva quelled the waters of an untimely deluge. What is this deluge? This deluge is the deluge of birth and death. Thought after thought after thought. And this alayai varipiravi is quelled by Shiva. Tanuve, tanai, enni, enni, enni. Tanuve, tanai, enni. Come to the doorstep of Sundara Mandiram where Bhagavan was born, and we feel that our eyes have been blessed by that sight, our feet have been blessed by stepping into Tiruchuri, our hands blessed by offering salutations to that pure couple, Alagu and Sundaram, the parents of Bhagavan, who had kept their doors open all the 24 hours for people coming to Tiruchuri, for one and all.
வீட்டு கதவு திறந்தே வச்சிருக்காங்க.
இப்போவும் கதவு திறந்தே இருக்கும்னு சொன்னாங்களே, அதுதான் சுந்தர மந்திரமா இருக்கணும்.
உள்ள வாங்கோ, பசியோட வந்திருப்பேள். சாப்பிட்டப்புறமா நீங்க ஓய்வு எடுத்துக்கலாம்.
இந்த நேரத்துல சாப்பாடா ஆத்தா?
எந்த நேரமும் இந்த வீட்டு அடுப்பு அணையாது. வாங்கோ.
And most of all, we remember that sacred day, the 30th of December, 1879, the festival of Ardra Darshana.
அதுதான் புனர்வசு. புனர்வசு ஸ்ரீ ராமனோட நட்சத்திரம் இல்லையா?
ஆமா, நம் பகவான் ரமணரின் நட்சத்திரமும் புனர்வசுதான்.
Ramana, Ramana. And at that very moment, the cry of the newborn, the embodied Ramana, along with it the cry of joy of the blind midwife, saying, Alagu, your child is divine. When he was born, the entire space was enveloped in light. Light. The light has come. The light has come. Our dear, dear light has come.
ஆனந்த ஒளியே நான் என்று கோஷமிட்டு வந்திருக்கு.
எங்கெங்கும் 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 வீசியே வந்ததே வந்ததே ஒளியே வந்ததே
வந்ததே வந்ததே வந்ததே நமது ஒளி வந்ததே அழகு ஒளி வந்ததே சுந்தர ஒளி வந்ததே ரமண ஒளி வந்ததே 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 அருண ஒளி வந்ததே சிவனின் ஒளி வந்ததே கருணை ஒளி வந்ததே ரமண ஒளி வந்ததே.
பூஜனம் ஜபஸ்சிந்தனம் சிந்தனம் meditation to soak into the heart. தூய் மனம் ஒழியர் தோயும் உன் மெய்யகம் தோயவே அருளென் அருணாச்சலா ஹிருத்ஸ்தலே மனஹா ஸ்வஸ்ததா, Bhagavan says. And that is possible, Bhagavan has shown us through self-enquiry. And he has sanctified the path of self-enquiry by inquiring into the nature of his own self. As a boy of 16, Bhagavan faced the intense fear of death.
There is no doubt I am going to die. What should I do? All right, let me face death and find what death means. When someone dies, body becomes stiff. There is no breathing. Let me hold my breath. I will utter no sound, not even the sound I within myself. Well then, this body is dead. I will be carried stiff to the burning grounds and there burnt and reduced to ashes. But with the death of this body, am I dead? Is the body I? This body is silent and inert, but I feel the full force of my personality and even the sound I within myself apart from the body. I am therefore the deathless spirit, untouched by death. I.
हृदय कुहर मध्ये केवलं ब्रह्ममात्रम् अहम् अहम् इति साक्षात् आत्मरूपेण भाति. Bhagavan tells us that the I, the self-awareness shines in every being. And to connect with that, to understand that everything is loud because of the shining of the self.
A, B, C, D, E to Z in every life on earth and sea. Ramana says God's power shines as I am.
Ramana says, because God's power shines in me, my mother loves me. Because God's power shines in me, my father loves me. My sister loves me. My grandma loves me. My grandpa loves me. Ramana says, because God's power shines in me, my friends love me. Because God's power shines in me, I love myself.
We remember Vishwanatha Swami saying in his Ashtotaram, Karanodbhavaha, born with a purpose. And what is that purpose? Jagat Hitavatara. He is born for the welfare of the entire world, the entire universe. Akila uyirum sukhamadayave அறிவை அறியும் வழியை பெறவே பகிர்முக இருள் பாசம் அறவே பகவன் ரமண குரு வடிவினில் ஞானமலையும் நடந்து வரவே கண்டேன். Says Sadhuam Swami. So his purpose is to establish the glory of Arunachala, which is the glory of Jnana, which is the glory of self-abidance, the beauty of self-abidance. And how does he do this in his life? By every moment of his life, he shows us the wonder of self-abidance, the love which pours forth for the entire universe from the self-abidance. And he guides us by specifically answering questions and pointing out the way to abide in the self.
I have travelled much. I studied all the Western philosophies. Now turn to the East for more light. Is there something beyond man's material existence? If so, how can I realize it for myself?
You say, I want to know. Tell me, who is that I?
I'm afraid I don't understand your question.
Is it not clear? Think again.
I'm Paul Brinton.
And do you know him?
All my life.
But that is only your body. First know that I, and then you shall know all the truth.
What exactly is the self you speak? If what you say is true, then there should be another self of a man.
Can a man have two selves? To understand this, man has to analyze himself. Therefore, pursue the inquiry, who am I? The first thought in the mind is the I. After it rises, other thoughts can arise. Mentally follow the I until it leads you back to its source. It will be the last thought to be disappear.
Disappear? What is left then? Will a man become unconscious or he will become an idiot?
No. On the contrary, man will attain the consciousness which is immortal. It is the basis of the mind. It is immortal, infinite, divine and eternal. Some people call it the kingdom of heaven, and others call it the soul, and others call it nirvana, and we call it liberation. You can give any name you want. When this happens, man does not lose himself. Rather, he finds himself.
There is a preamble to self-enquiry. There has to be a mental preparedness to ask oneself the question, who am I? In the very beginning of that famous work, Shiva Prakasham Pillai goes through these questions of, am I the body? I am not the body. Am I the mind? I am not the mind. So this process of negation is not actually the practice of self-enquiry as Bhagavan has taught it to us, but it is a necessary prelude to the readiness for self-enquiry. We present edited excerpts from our dance drama Paripurna Ramana, I Am I, in which the Aham Spurana, the universal self, is embodied in an animated manner as a symbolic representation, guiding us through self-enquiry to the final goal of self-abidance. Excerpts from Paripurna Ramana.
நான் யார்? Who am I? நான் நானே, உணர்வு நானே, அறிவு நானே.
Hello.
Hello, darling. I met a famous numerologist here. He says your name does not count up right. It is unlucky for our business.
You don't mean to say you want me to change my name?
What difference would it make?
No chance. No chance at all. Everybody likes it. It is me.
I still suggest you think about it.
Listen.
Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Hello. Hello. Right here. Why are you sad? Who are you? I am I. You are I?
Yes, I am I. How can I not be I? Who are you?
Wait, don't tell me.
Let me guess. Ah, You are I.
No.
Are you not I? I am so sorry. Everyone saying, I this, I that, I came, I want, I am hungry, I am sad. That's why I thought everyone was I. So, you are not I?
Hello?
Darling, I just wanted to say sorry. I didn't want to upset you.
He wants me to change my name.
He?
My husband.
Oh, but I thought darling is a sweet name.
That isn't my name. That's what he calls me. My name...
Amma? Amma?
Very sweet. One of the sweetest I have heard.
What?
Your name?
How did you know?
She called you Amma? Amma?
Yes. It is very sweet indeed. But that's not my name. It's what my daughter calls me.
Hi Ka. See, we are right on time for the rehearsal today.
How are you, my sweet papa?
I'm fine, Pa. How are you?
Fine.
Hello, Kutti. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Ma?
Just a little tired after the journey back. Hello, doctor.
Good evening. Please come in. Sit down.
Glad to meet you. I am I.
We cannot help calling you social worker.
You have already been called Sri Ratna.
We wish to give the title Seva Ratna.
Thank you.
Hi, AK. Don't tell me you've forgotten tonight's Dandiya engagement.
Madam, we have a brand new variety of detergents. It will make all your off-white sarees white. Sparkling white.
Half a day I have been with you. Not a single person has called you by your name so far. And yet you worry that your name must be changed? What's in a name? What's in a name? A rose by any name smells as sweet. What's in a name? Which is you? Possessions, relations, work, success may all be added on or taken away from you. Yet, you are you. Who is that you?
This body. This body alone is there with me throughout my life.
This body? Which body? Look behind. Look ahead. Isn't the body changing constantly? How do you call it I?
It may be changing, no doubt, but it's been with me all my life. It has grown and it may decay, but I've had only this one body to call I all my life.
Want to bet on that?
What do you mean?
Never mind. I think you are tired. Go to sleep. We'll speak tomorrow. Hello, so we meet again.
Hello, how come you are here?
I am always here. Lovely dream, this is too.
What do you mean dream? Only a fool will say that this is a dream.
This is a dream, but I am not a fool. I am I. Look, there you are, fast asleep in your bed.
So I am. Then this is a dream.
Is it your dream by any chance?
Of course my dream, silly. I know it now.
Are you in it too?
Can't you see me? I'm standing right here in front of you.
Oh. Is this you?
Yes.
is that?
That's me too.
Are there two of you?
No, just one. That's my body. This is my mind.
You have a body now too. Which body is you? The one which is sleeping on the bed? Or the one which is standing here? The physical or the mental? That body doesn't even know that it is lying on the bed. But you know yourself now as this you, isn't it? That which knows is you.
Then I'm the mind. The subtle power which knows the physical body. I am this body.
You are wrong as usual. You are not even this body. Think a little, will you? Cannot the same power of the mind which created this body create another for you? Can you not with your mind assume any form you wish to? You are the power that knows the form. You are the power which enables you to take many forms. That power is you. Do you not want to know what you are worth in yourself? Even if all your attributes are taken away from you?
No. I don't want to know. I don't want everything to go away.
Okay, don't get upset. Sorry. Just take a little nap.
Sleep? Again?
Woke up? So soon? Slept well?
Great.
Sweet dreams?
No, nothing. Just deep, deep sleep.
What did you see in your sleep?
Nothing, silly. That's what we call sleep.
You knew nothing?
No, nothing.
Did it make you happy?
Very, very happy.
When everything, even your body or knowledge of it was taken away from you, what is that which remained as you, giving you so much joy? Don't you want to know that?
Then, why do I fear loss of identity?
Because the wave does not know the vastness of the sea.
Come, wave, come back into yourself. The sea. Come, wave. No. The shore is so sweet. But just come and see the wonders that are waiting for you. Waiting for you within your own depths. No, I'll lose myself, my identity. No, you'll only find yourself as the sea. Being myself is limitless power. Anything is possible and everything is wonderful. Nothing is needed anymore. Let all things happen when they happen, as they happen. For no happening can equal the joy, the fullness of being the sea, of being my very self.
Still, why haven't I known myself as I?
That's because you see yourself only as others see you. They need a name to call you by. They see you as out there. You see yourself as out there. Your attention is all the time on objects. So you see yourself as an object too.
Oh, it's totally dark. I can't see anything.
Wait a minute. I'll switch on a spotlight. What do you see now?
Toys.
And now?
People.
Do you see anything now?
There's nothing to see.
When you saw the various things, the light was there for you to see. But what did you see?
you saw only the things, not the light. When all the things have gone away, you say there is nothing to see. You don't see the light by any chance, do you?
Of course I see it. I see it all the time. It's only by the light that I see everything else and the absence of everything too. But it's just that I take the light for granted.
It is the same with the eye. It is by the light of the eye that you know all things, including your own body, in waking and dream. It is by the very same light of the eye that you know the absence of all things in deep sleep and wake up saying, I knew nothing. To see the light, you don't need another light. The light lights itself. It is self-evident. Why don't you know it then? It's because you don't pay attention to it. That's why Bhagavan Ramana says, pay attention to the light of knowledge. Stop taking it for granted and it will be known.
Pay attention to the eye and it will be known. It will be revealed.
There are two kinds of questions which come into our mind. One question is, why should I pay attention to the self? Why should I want to know what the self is? And Bhagavan has answered this also in his guidance to Shiva Prakasham Pillai and to many of the other devotees. And the second question which comes into our mind is, how am I to reconnect to the self? How am I to pay attention to the self? Because we are oriented towards action. We are oriented towards process. So we need a method by which we have to get back to our own self. Though it is our own self, though it is our own nature, it is so natural to us. It should be natural to us. But like somebody having problem with breathing, which is natural, we are having some mental block that we are not aware. We cannot be aware of ourselves. We do not know, or we are identified with some entity. So we want a process. So Bhagavan, in his abundant compassion, has explained to us our own need to be self-aware and the means, the method to be self-aware. I hand over to Nandakumarji to run us through the practice of self-enquiry and to conduct a small 1-minute session of actual practice.
Soham spurtithaya Arunachala Shivaha Purno Vibhati Swayam. In the work, Who Am I? Bhagavan says, every living being seeks to be happy without a trace of sorrow. And in every living being, there is seen a supreme love for oneself. And the cause for that love must be happiness. So that happiness is within every living creature. And Bhagavan says that this happiness is experienced by every living creature in its deep sleep, where there is no mind. And to reach this deep sleep state in the waking, and to bring the no mind state in the waking, one has to know oneself, says Bhagavan. The way to bring the no mind state, Bhagavan gives as self-enquiry. And in question numbers 10 and 11 of the work, Bhagavan elucidates how the mind is stilled, holding who am I. Bhagavan is asked, how is the mind stilled? And Bhagavan says, it is by the thought, who am I, which thought burns all other thoughts. And like the wood used to stir a fire, it also gets burnt in the end, in the jnanagni of the Atman. Then the next question is on the practice. How to hold the who am I at all times. And Bhagavan says that as soon as another thought arises, one should not pursue the other thought. Let how many ever thoughts arise, how does it matter? As each thought arises, one should, with diligence, inquire for whom is this thought. And the answer will always come, this thought is for me. Immediately hold the quest, who am I? The thought that arose falls away for want of a pursuer, and the pursuer returns to its source. The mind returns to its source. With repeated practice, Bhagavan assures that the mind gains the strength to rest at its source. In another question raised by Paul Brunton, where Bhagavan is asked, is this the only way that the thought keeps arising and I keep inquiring who am I and endlessly this goes on? Bhagavan says, not necessary. There will come a point where he will get the strength to hold the I directly. One need not wait for the rise of the thought, but with the same bhava bhala, one can hold the I directly. Bhagavan calls this being still as Mulu Muyarchi. Bhagavan says, all other mundane activities are done with part of the mind and with frequent breaks. But holding the I has to be done with the whole mind and without breaks. And Maya, which is not cut asunder by any other sadhana, stands dissolved before this holding of the I directly in Mulu Muyarchi. With Bhagavan's immense grace, either waiting for thought, letting it go, by asking for whom is this thought, and holding the I, taking it to the source by asking who am I, or by directly holding the I and being still, let us sit in Atma Vicharam.
Namo Ramana. By Bhagavan's abundant grace, we have been able to sit, all of us together, for a minute of self-enquiry and get a glimpse of our true nature. It is important that we do not immediately jump into activity after any of our sessions of self-enquiry. We must sustain the mood. And what better way to sustain the mood than to listen to Bhagavan's own words. So we will have Dilip Simha taking us through a small reading of Bhagavan's answers.
Svatmanandarasānubhūti vivasham sarvanavadyangakam Shrimantam Shri Ramaneshwaram Guruvaram योगासनाध्यासितं ध्यायेत् श्रीरमणेश्वरम्. We have been blessed to read from the book Ramana Answers, Self-Enquiry, 1900 to 1950, a compilation of Master's answers on the subject matter of Atma Vichara, self-enquiry, by our founder president Sri A.R. Natarajan ji. Today we have been blessed with this specific question and answer. Devotee, what are the steps to realization? Bhagavan answers, realization is already there. The state free from thoughts is the only real state. Is there anyone who is not realizing the self? Does anyone deny his own existence? Speaking of realization, it implies two selves, the one to realize, the other to be realized. What is not already realized is sought to be realized. Once we admit our own existence, how is it that we do not know ourself? In Bhagavan's perspective, everybody is already realized. However, we often approach the self-realization with the identity that I am an individual and therefore I need to have a realization. Therefore, Bhagavan here says that it implies two selves, the one to realize, the other to be realized. Because we approach the Master with this identity, with this duality, he has given us the Atma Vichara. The Vichara, wherein he asks us to enquire to whom is this. And moment we put this question, it becomes clear it is for me. Thereupon, Bhagavan asks us to enquire, who am I? What is the source of this I? And by this practice, Bhagavan has made every thought as an opportunity to enquire to whom is this. When we do so, then we are taken to the very self that we are by the very question of who am I, by the grace of Bhagavan.
நீத்தனே சுழிய நிதியனே ரமண நெடும்பெயர் நேயனே தன்னை சோத்தமோடடைந்த ஊத்தையேன் மாட்டும் துன்பமே இன்பமா செய்த ஆத்தனே நின் சிரடியனே நந்தோ அறிந்திலேன் அம்மக்கை மாறே. What can I offer you as a recompense, O Ramana, you who have converted this sorrowful being into the being of bliss? O Lord of Tiruchuri, what can I give to you as recompense? Ramana says, abiding in the same state as the Sadguru is the best offering of gratitude. But for us, we also have, by His very grace, by that very grace, the opportunity to sing ever in praise of the glory of His feet. வாழ்கவே பாதம் வாழ்கவே. திருச்சுழி என்னும் கலந்து உதித்த செல்வன் பாதம் வாழ்கவே. அருளா சுந்தரமையர் பெற்ற அழகன் பாதம் வாழ்கவே. ஸ்ரீககிரி சாரி சசச நிசானி பாப நிசரி கரி ரி மரி மப பனி சனி பாப மரி பமனி பசனி பனி பமரி கரி ஜோதிமயமா காட்சி அருளும் சுவாமி பாதம் வாழ்கவே. ஆதி பகவன் அருளை பெற்ற அண்ணன் பாதம் வாழ்கவே. சத்குருவே கடவுளே ரமண குருபரனே அத்தனே அழகனே என்னுட துறை வரதனே நின் பாதம் வாழ்கவே. ரமணன் பாதம் வாழ்கவே. ரமணன் பாதம் வாழ்கவே. Sri Ramanashramam for making us a part of this divine offering. Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramanaya.